Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to have a bit of a conversation about Neverness to Everness, everybody's favorite game. And this is the reality of NTE over here. I do believe that the honeymoon period, I do believe that the hype, and of course, some of the initial sort of like shilling for this game, I do believe it's coming to a bit of a close. Because I had a bit of a look at the NTE category this morning, and I was shocked to see that it had about... Oh, sorry, that's Arknight's Enfield. Excuse the 98 viewers. Oh, no, that's ZZZ. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Neverness to Everness. 1.3k viewers, 33.3k followers, and the top streamer in the category, high to low viewers, has 59 viewers. Yeah, I don't buy these numbers. I would assume that everyone's getting botted like 10 or 20 viewers, and that's and the reality is that this game is like a sub 1k, like 400, 500 viewer game. Which is what you might naturally expect, right, in its 1.0 update. And when you know that this game has kind of fallen off dramatically over its release, and you've already had a bunch of these sort of like AI issues, right? The whole Weathering with You NTE situation where they like AI generated that movie, and, you know, in a lot of ways, the similarities are a bit uncanny. So NTE is kind of like already in hot water for, you know, this kind of like inspiration, this whole plagiarism sort of deal. And they've just unfortunately made it worse, because anyone that's played Wuthering Waves, specifically Wuwa 2.7, or has known the story about that game, will probably tell you the similarities here are insane. Where you got to take this left to right. On the left, you'll see portals being opened up, dark red glowing portals that open up, and then once they're open, they release 3 characters wearing red, and the person in the middle is clapping. And Rossi from Arknight's Enfield. That's not really that good optically, right? And it's pretty bad optically when the game is already on the record using generative AI to just copy films and movies that have already been published by like other creators, right? Like that's not very good. That's not a good look. And especially when you've already been in that hot water before. They did like a double-double here. They obviously completely copied the whole vibe and the color scheme and like design vibe of Fraxinus, but then they also threw in like some Arknight's Enfield thievery as well. However, these are just stills. These are just screens. These are just photos. Surely it actually looks a lot different in practice, because if I were to just take a photo of something, right, I'd be able to do spread a lot of misinformation with that. So why don't we round out this experience by just seeing how it looks in game? So here's Fraxinus from Wuwa. Oh, there we go. Look at them hands. Oh, we're mad. We don't like that shit. And that's Schwarzschlag. He's slow as fuck. So, anyways. Now this is NTE 1.1's main story quest. Remember, we just saw Wuthering Waves 2.7 last November.
任务完成得不错，达夫蒂。
So it actually, it's just the Wuwa cutscene with less stuff in it. Literally, it's the Wuwa cutscene with less stuff. In here, you get Cristoforo, a close-up of his hands while he's still in the portal, so it's like a cool little like transition. Then you see the portal opening up, and then you see them hands, right, open up as well to introduce Fraxinus. Here, all you get is the portal opening up, and then it just skips right to the people coming out. And they also copied Crimson Weave too. Sorry, so they copied Crimson Weave from PGR, and then they have Rossi from Enfield, and then I guess Hecate or Madam, the big old bitch from Resident Evil. And you want to know what this faction is called, guys? Apparently, this faction is called Fraxinus. This faction is called Fraxinus. Fraxinus. There's no freaking way. Fraxinus members reveal Fromenia, Christina, and Wound. There were people trying to say this the faction is called like Scarlet Letter, and like Fraxinus is one person in Scarlet Letter or some shit like that. Bro, I don't care. Okay? This would be like Wuthering Waves naming the villain character Fatui. Yes, sure. The faction isn't called the Fatui. They're still called Fraxinus, but they named... Imagine if Cristoforo's name was Fatui. That's what this feels like, bro. Okay? If you're gonna have Fraxinus in there and kind of like front and center. Because what the fuck are we... The similarities are already this obvious. I don't fucking care if the faction is called Scarlet Letter and Fraxinus is just one person in the Scarlet Letter. Who knows? Maybe Fraxinus is actually their name. But at this point, what is the point? Oh, Fraxinus, what's next? The Dark Shores. Now it's called the Unheard Shores, apparently. Yeah, apparently now it's called the Unheard Shores and Fraxinus. Guys. If the appraiser ends up like creating a home base on the Unheard Shores, we're just going to go full circle over here. NTE at this point will just be Wuthering Waves and ZZZ, their bastard child that got abandoned in the woods. That's like what the game feels like at this point. Because right now I don't know what else to say other than everything kind of just seems like this NTE seems like a gacha that's made in China. I know most gachas are made in China, but like, you know what I mean when I say made in China. I don't know how they managed to do it, but everything now in this game and everything that I'm going to see moving forward, it just seems like they're taking what another developer has done and like making it slightly worse. But I guess they're making it for cheaper. That's what it feels like. Everything they're doing, another gacha's done before. It's very close inspiration and it's slightly worse. But hey, I guess their gacha has no 50-50. This is kind of where I'm at with this game. I am starting to not really care that this game's gacha system is so good. Because why do I care how good the gacha system is when the game is this? It's just woo-wah but worse. This cutscene alone just tells me, yes, NTE, at least from what they're putting in the story, it's woo-wah but worse. How else do you describe this? And this isn't even getting into, like, the main game, right? The combat, all of that. Bro, NTE's combat literally just feels like woo-wah, but worse. And now the story is, too? Like, you gotta just have, like, kind of like a bit of an icky feeling playing this game, right? Like it was made in China. And it's just like, hey, are you gonna go buy that one cup? Or, like, that one piece of, like, furniture? Or that one kitchen appliance that seems like it's a little... It's kind of similar to the other stuff, but it just seems like at a baseline lower quality, paint's chipping here and there, but it's like 50% cheaper. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of people are beginning to see the same sort of things that I'm seeing. It's like a Temu version of woo-wah that has elements of ZZZ, but the end result is like a product that has like very low sticking power and has so much capabilities to get made fun of, bro. Because I think this is the big thing about gacha games, gacha communities, and stuff like this. NTE is in one of the worst positions ever, where it's a similar game to Genshin Impact. So it's gonna get hate at a baseline from the Genshin and Hoyo community. Then it's really similar to woo-wah, but it just straight up copies woo-wah at so many points. It just makes something that looks fucking worse. So woo-wah players are going to end up hating it too. Because it's not even a matter of like NTE even doing anything to like aggro woo-wah. If you see somebody copying all the same shit, but just doing it worse, aren't you like just going to talk shit about it anyways? That's what everyone would do at a fucking baseline regardless. And so it's kind of just at this point where the game is going to become, especially with viewership numbers like this and engagement like this, it's just going to become a perpetual punching bag for the entire gacha community. And the devs are doing nothing to fucking help. The devs are actually making it actively worse by putting shit like this into their 1.1 fucking quest, bro. It just looks like they saw the Wuwa 2.7 main story and just copied it bar for fucking bar. And it just makes me wonder, bro, is NTE 1.2 going to have like an Imeth? Is NTE 1.2 going to have like a fucking Denya, bro? Are they just going to copy the Imeth story bar for bar? Just have like, are they going to have an Exo Strider next patch and a Lahai Roy? Because that's what I'm expecting now. And it's just like funny. NTE seems like a fucking parody, bro. It seems like a parody of a gacha game that's made in China. And I can't take this shit very seriously anymore. I'm sorry. This is like, this game has become a joke. And hopefully everything that I've shown for you today, all of this, all of that, all of whatever the fuck this is, it's made that very clear. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.